This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Thursday, the 20th day of August in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here is what we're tracking tonight. The leader of the People's National Congress and the APNU chairman, David Granger, today defended his decision not to select those candidates for parliament who would have already served more than 15 years in the parliament. In an interview with News Source at the headquarters of the PNC Reform in Sophia, Mr. Granger said he had made it clear to the other senior members in the party that a concept of term limits would have been introduced since there was a need to make way for other candidates to serve.
You can't get over the hill if you remain in the valley. I said this clearly to my people, and I felt that after serving 3 terms, parliamentarians should give way to younger persons, and particularly to encourage that gender balance and the balance of youth, generational change, And all of these things were known. They're not a surprise to anyone. And I don't see that there needs to be any justification for persons to serve by 25, 30, 32 years. Why? How can we ever bring young people into the political system if the older folk continue to serve so long? I led the way. Although I've only served 1 term as leader of the opposition in the 10th Parliament, I led the way by going out first. I led from the front.
Some political watchers and even members of the PNC have publicly expressed concern about the absence of a number of the senior PNC officials in the party's recent revealed list for Parliament. The list is made up of mostly fresh faces who were first-time candidates for the APNU-AFC coalition at the March elections. Mr. Granger said he will spend his time now rebuilding the party and doing more work at the grassroots and community level, along with the other senior members.
I want to spend the period that is going to be occupied in the 12th Parliament by going out and doing more work in the regions. So it is not a backward step, it is not a punitive step. It is a forward-looking step to make sure that our party and the coalition performs better in our future elections. I do not think I can do that from sitting in Parliament, being leader of the opposition. I think I can do that by working within my party, in the groups and districts, and I'm very glad that the party general secretary and some other senior members of the party will be following me to do more political work within the country.
When the APNU-AFC heads into the 12th Parliament, it will mark the first time in the history of the People's National Congress that the party will not have one of its senior leaders sitting there. The PNC is the largest party in the coalition, but in deciding not to head back to Parliament, the former president also kept the party's chairman and general secretary out. Both have served in the Parliament for almost 20 years. Mr. Granger said he believes those who have been chosen will represent well.
I am satisfied that we will be properly represented in the Parliament. I embarked on a process for the 11th Parliament by bringing a large number of women, younger women, all of them younger than myself, of course. And we had 11 women in my government as ministers between 2015 and 2020. All of them have 5 years experience. And I think they're quite experienced. Some were Minister of Education, for example, Minister of State, Minister of Public Communications. So they're there, and I do not feel that we are short of experience.
In a recent Facebook interview, party member and candidate James Bond lambasted Mr. Granger over his decision not to include the party's chairman, Walter Lawrence, among the persons heading to Parliament. Bond accused the party leader of being aloof and responsible for the party being out of power. Questioned about his thoughts and Bond's statements that might mirror the feelings of many of his supporters, Mr. Granger said he would not discuss the party's business in the media.
No, I don't discuss party business in the media. I will deal with criticisms inside my party. We have a party constitution, we have general council, we have a central executive.
And he also reminded that the party has a constitution to follow, and those who want to raise their concerns about the party's decision should know the process to address those concerns. More news coming up in a moment.
Spend $3,000 in fuel at Falls Gas Station between August 3rd and September 30th and get a chance to win over 100 weekly prizes, or $3,000 in our recently renovated supermarket and you can win weekly prizes and one of 2 great food hampers in our summer promotion. At Falls, we provide a safe environment for you to shop, and you can choose from a wide range of products at unbeatable prices too, along with excellent service, of course. So shop now at Falls and make this a summer to remember.
Hello, my name is Clyde De Haas, and I am the Managing Director of Unicomer Guyana Inc. The COVID-19 pandemic has impacted us all, but I promise you, we will get through it together. Shopping in this new environment could be daunting, however, we have fine-tuned our protocols to ensure we have a safe and comfortable environment for our staff and customers. Our store teams are observing the 6-20-100 protocol, that is 6 feet social distancing, washing hands for 20 seconds, and ensuring every day their body temperatures are below 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Additionally, all staff and customers are required to wear face masks when inside our stores. We are sanitizing all frequently touched areas, including door handles and counters, several times a day. Our service technicians and delivery team members will utilize full PPE when visiting your home. All these measures are to ensure we minimize any risks to you or to our staff. You can also shop with us via telesales or online at shopcoach.com. We are well prepared and ready to help you find the products you need in the safest way possible.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Welcome back. The People's Progressive Party has rolled out its list of members who have been selected to serve as members in the 12th Parliament. In addition to the recently sworn-in ministers, the PPP is heading to Parliament with additional new faces and some who have served before. Former government ministers Barry Ramsuran and Dr. Jennifer Westford are among the old faces that will be returning. Dharam Kumar Siraj, who was expected by many to end up as a minister but was not selected for any cabinet position, will also be heading back. Former Tushao Yvonne Pearson is also among the old faces for the PPP heading into the 12th Parliament. Surprisingly, the party is also taking back one of its backbenchers, Alistair Charlie, who is currently before the courts on a charge of sexual assault of a child. One of the new faces not holding ministerial portfolio is attorney Sanjeev Dattadin. He is believed to be the PPP's choice for Speaker of the National Assembly, although the party has not confirmed that decision. Two of the recently installed ministers, Robeson Ben and Onej Waldron, are technocrat ministers and therefore will not have voting powers while they serve as members of parliament. With no appointment of a finance minister, it is likely that Vice President Bara Jagdeo will handle that portfolio. Just recently, the government announced that the finance and natural resources portfolios were to be supervised by the Office of the President. The Health Ministry this evening revealed that a total of 70 new cases of coronavirus were recorded today. It is the highest number to record it in a single day. Of the 70 new cases, 26 are from Region 4. Region 1 has recorded 10 new cases. Region 3 has 5 new cases. Region 6 has just 1 new case. And Region 7 has recorded 5 new cases. There are 2 new cases in Region 8. A total of 5 new cases in Region 9 and 16 new cases in Region 10. There are 8 persons currently in the coronavirus intensive care unit. Yesterday, Guyana recorded 40 new cases and 4 deaths. As more testing is being done, the total number of confirmed cases is expected to climb. Health officials continue to encourage citizens to wear their face coverings and face masks and practice physical distancing. As part of the additional measures to aid in bringing relief to citizens, the government met with the commercial banks, and the banks have agreed to continue to waive some of their bank charges and put other measures in place as the country battles the coronavirus. In an address to the nation last evening, President Irfan Ali indicated that in an effort to encourage more out-of-bank transactions, the decision was taken to waive ATM charges and local merchant charges for those who use their cards to shop. Additionally, the banks have also pledged more support to businesses that have taken a hit because of the pandemic.
Commercial banks agreed to continue supporting businesses with short-term working capital needs to meet payroll and other short-term funding requirements at concessional rates between 5 to 6% to encourage businesses to remain open. The current average short-term financing rate ranges from 8 to 11%, making this reduction a significant step towards promoting business continuity.
The president also said the banks have agreed to offer general concessional reductions of interest rates and consumer loans below $10 million Guyana dollars until the end of this year.
Some commercial banks have agreed to apply special treatment to the interest accrued during the moratorium period, including, but not limited to, no capitalization, term extension, and foregoing of interest in special circumstances to loan with an outstanding balance of $10 million and below.
Just after Guyana recorded its first case of COVID-19 back in March, the commercial banks had agreed to deferring loan payments and reducing interest rates on loans. But most of those initiatives were initially set for 3 months. Well, the power supply situation in the country is to be given special attention by the new government, which has indicated that it is already looking at several initiatives to stabilize the power supply to consumers from GPL. Acknowledging that the Guyana Power and Light Company is still in a problematic position when it comes to power supply, Public Works Minister Juan Edgel said there is a clear need for additional power to be added to the national grid.
We have to find the money to keep GPL going because base load was not added in any significant way over 5 years. You got housing development in businesses coming on stream. Every end user requires more power. So it's not just maintaining, but it's adding base load. And any solution at GPL must not just be maintenance of generators, but we have to also add base load.
The Works Minister said he is not pleased with the situation that he has found at GPL, but he wants to assure citizens that the government will be making the necessary interventions to keep the lights on.
The Irfan Ali's administration wants to assure the Guyanese people that every intervention that is needed now to keep lights and power flowing is being made, and at the adding of base load to cater for shortfall and trips is being addressed in the medium term. But as it relates to the long term, we are going back to visit Amalia and its possibility for reliable, renewable, and cheap electricity, and the use of our natural gas for the firing of generators to produce power is high on the agenda.
And Minister in the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Indar, said it is clear that renewable energy must be closely examined to assist with an improved power supply. He said he believes the situation with GPL would have been better if the Amaila hydropower project had continued.
The hydropower would have added 165 megawatts to the grid, and that would have taken care of all of our problems at a cost that is way below what fossil fuel generated power is. When the new government came in, they shelved the project. That project would have been able to deliver energy to the grid at the end of 2018. We don't have it anymore. So you're left and you're trapped with a fossil fuel generated system.
That hydropower project was initiated under the previous PP Civic government, but encountered a number of financial problems in its development stage. The Attorney General's Office, the Guyana Police Force, and the Financial Intelligence Unit are probing a Ponzi scheme that might have left more than 17,000 Guyanese counting their losses. In a statement this afternoon, Attorney General Anil Nandlal announced the probe, which he said was triggered after receiving dozens of complaints in relation to the operation of the unlicensed financial outfit that was based on the east coast of Demerara. The Guyana Securities Council informed the minister that it had raised concerns about the financial operations of the agency that encouraged persons to invest their money as part of a foreign exchange platform and be promised large sums in return. Some persons might have been duped out of millions. The Attorney General said the government was launching a multi-sector approach to investigate the operations of the Ponzi scheme, with the view of reimbursing monies to the persons who invested in the scheme. Persons with relevant information that could assist the probe are being encouraged to make contact with the crime chief or the Financial Intelligence Unit. The Attorney General said it is clear that the business has already violated several pieces of legislation that cover financial crimes and money laundering. He noted that under the Anti-Money Laundering and Financing of Terrorism Act, it is required for all investors to provide the source of funds and ensure that the financial activities and money laundering risk associated with the customer are properly recorded. The Guyana Security Council never received any application from the company to operate any financial business in Guyana. The Securities Council had repeatedly warned the company about its concerns and had forwarded those concerns to officials of the former government. The company is believed to be headed by two foreign nationals who attempted just after the elections to register the platform. However, when they were told of the various requirements they will have to meet, including details of their funds and provision of financial records, the company never continued the process. The Guyana Telephone and Telegraph Company today announced that it has temporarily suspended the phone credit transfer system to protect its customers. The company said it urges customers to take precautions to secure their personal data and information in light of attempts by persons to scam customers. GTT's Vice President for Customer Experience, Orson Ferguson, is quoted as saying most of the fraud reports received involve the transfer of phone credit, where persons are scammed into transferring credit in hopes of winning a phone, for example. He also indicated that customers should take all necessary steps to prevent themselves from falling prey to the scams. The company said it will be suspending the credit transfer feature to increase the security of the feature for customers. The company said in the interim, customers can use Mobile Money Guyana to self-top-up and credit other numbers. The company indicated that once they are comfortable with the reassessment, the mobile credit transfer feature will be reintroduced at a later date. Across the Region is coming up next.
Spend $3,000 in fuel at Falls Gas Station between August 3rd and September 30th and get a chance to win over 100 weekly prizes, or $3,000 in our recently renovated supermarket and you can win weekly prizes and one of 2 great food hampers in our summer promotion. At Falls, we provide a safe environment for you to shop, and you can choose from a wide range of products at unbeatable prices too, along with excellent service, of course. So shop now at Falls and make this a summer to remember.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
We give thanks for real. You spend all that money on your watch. How much time you spend with your son? So much money in the club. How much you spend with the ones you love? The simple things are your blessings.
Cheese, please. Remember Tyrus Riley, this one we aim to please. The music will never ease. Cheese, please.
Across the region right now, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley, has warned against inciting racial hatred in the country and accused the main opposition of using it as a strategy during the recent elections. He said the whole question of the One Corridor movement that was presented by the UNC was based entirely on race. Last week, the head of the Roman Catholic Church in Trinidad warned that code words which were used during the Rwanda genocide were being used in Trinidad and Tobago, and he urged the country to step back from that very destructive path. There has been a racial outburst on social media following the defeat of the UNC in the general elections, with the Elections and Boundaries Commission indicating that the PNM won 22 of the 41 seats. Many supporters of the Indian-dominated UNC party have taken to social media to vent their positions regarding the victory of the Afro-dominated PNM. At least 17 people, including 2 children, died off Haiti when the sailing boat they were on sank between Tortuga Island and the fishing port of St. Louis du Nord. Officials said those on board lived on Tortuga and had been to the main market in the other island. 9 persons have been rescued and the search has been continuing for possible survivors. About 30 people are believed to have been on board when the boat sank. And finally, at this time, international news. Former President Trump advisor Steve Bannon has been arrested and charged with fraud over a fundraising campaign to build a wall on the US-Mexico border. Mr. Bannon and 3 others defrauded hundreds of thousands of donors in connection with the We Build a Wall campaign, which raised $25 million, the US Department of Justice has said. Mr. Bannon received more than $1 million, at least some of which he used to cover personal expenses. He is due to appear in court. Mr. Bannon was a key architect of Donald Trump's 2016 presidential election victory. His right-wing anti-immigration ideology fueled Mr. Trump's America First campaign, reports the BBC. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting.